Welcome back to everyone. This is Holiday Productions. My name is RTG, and today we're going to learn about BYOB. So, what is BYOB? Does anyone know? So, let's find out what BYOB is. So, BYOB is a software made by mit.edu. It's actually a university. They created the software. They created MIT App Inventor, Scratch, and BYOB. So, without further ado, I think let's get started with a tutorial, and also we're going to make our first application of first program on how to make a knock joke. All right. So if you guys want to download BYOB, there's a Mac DMG in the zip file, and we have also exe file for Windows. All right. I'll leave this link down in the description below. All right. Once you guys have that, install it. Okay. Once it's installed, let's launch it, and boom. Now you guys are wondering, what is this? This is BYOB device. This is BYOB. So let's get started. Alright, so the first step here, let's start from up here. Okay, the first step here is motion. So if you guys want this sprite to actually move, you guys can do here. Move 10 steps, turn 15 degrees and all that. We have looks, we can switch costumes and stuff. You can make it say hello, and sound. You can play sounds. You can play drums also, and we have some clears and all that for pen. And now we have controls. Here are the logics behind it, the logic gates and all that. Yeah. We have sensing. So if the sprite touches something happens. When the sprite touches the color of purple, let's say you made a maze and it touches the wall, something happens. We have operators, integer plus integer, integer minus integer, integer times integer, integer divided by integer. Alright, you can also pick integer 1 to integer 10, which is a random. It picks randomly, right? We have lesser than, equals, more than. We have and, which means both of this logic should return true, boolean true. We have alls, we have or, which means it's either one. If this is true, this can be false. If it's for and, this has to be true, this has to be true. Only then it'll be passed. And not means something is not inside. Right? We have a boolean, true, false. We have a join stuff, right? And lastly, we have a variables. So variables are actually volatile memory. They store data, in-game stores, in-game scores, jokes and all that. And when you stop the application or stop the program, they wipe them off, because they are volatile memory. They are just temporary. All right. We have a list. This is an array. I'll walk through the arrays in a bit. So now let's get started. All right. Now we have a sprite, and we can actually change the name of a sprite. We can change its costume and stuff. Here is you can paint your sprite. You can import a new sprite. And here's get a surprise sprite. It's probably randomized. Stage is where the most of the backend and also logic happens. So alright, let's get started. Now click on your stage tab and hit on the background. You're gonna import a background. So the best thing about a BYOB is that there's already backgrounds in it, which are already pre-installed. So I'm gonna click on indoor. Actually, I'm gonna go for outdoor. So let's go for a nice one. What could it be? Like this. Alright, let's remove that, and let's rename to background img. Nice. So we have actually set our stage, which is the background here. We can move our boy here, and also we can rename him to Fireball. Okay, he has been renamed to Fireball. Okay, now Fireball cannot talk to his own self, can he? So we need to get a new friend for him. Let's get an animal this time. Let's see. Let's get this dog. Okay, so the problem is that we now have to rotate our dog. How do we do it? Right, let's rename it first. Let's put doggy. Let's put doggy. Okay, and costumes. you're gonna add it, and then you're gonna inverse it. Perfect. Now it is now in the right direction. And now doggy is too big. We gotta resize our doggy. So let's put it here. And of course, right. Perfect. Now they have their own name, they have their stuff. So now let's get into the programming itself. So let's go to the script. Here's the fun stuff. The fun stuff is going to start here. So before we get started, as I said, variables are volatile memory. For this project we are making, we need variables. They are very important. So we're going to make 4 different variables, which is the char, clue, last line, and random, which is the randomized number. So let's make a variable char. Perfect. Next is clue. All right, clue, and then last line, and then let's make a random. Perfect. So now we have 4 of them aligned properly. But we need to store our jokes though. How do we store our joke? We make an array, which is a list. We're gonna make it jokes. All right. Now we have our array here. All right. Let's put it out. Okay. Let's put it down here. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Let's add. How sorry. Let me click properly. How are you? Next one is KFC is better than McDonald's. And then let's go how to you. BYOB is sick. Perfect. Now we have 4 arrays. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Now we have 4 arrays, which is sufficient enough for our project. So now we are actually ready to write or construct in a graphical interface our logic behind this. So when any program, any program on even if it's on a web or website or something which runs on PHP in most of the frameworks, they need to have a class. A class is a starter. So which place here is the class starter? It's actually in control. That means this. This means that when this is clicked, something has run. Alright, when I click now, nothing runs. As you guys can see, it moved. Right? Because nothing is below it. We gotta add it. So what are we going to add? Okay, what are we going to add? We're going to set the random number first. Okay, let's click on that, random. Once that is done, we're going to pick the number from 1 to 10. That means not going to be 1 to 10. It's going to be 1 to let's see 1 to jokes. Length, it's actually length of, right, which I just forgot. Length of jokes, because this is an integer. If you straight put it in this variable, it's going to be causing errors. Length of makes it integer, right? So currently randomized number has been set. As you guys can see, random is 2, random is 3, random is 1. It's really random, guys. It's really random. Okay, so now what are we going to do next? We're going to set our last line. So let's set our last line. So last line and item of rnum. Let's go item. Let's go random. That's the random of jokes. That means the last line is a random. As you guys can see, how old are you? Great. We have done it. Perfect. Now we got to make this work though. How are we going to make this work? Anyone have any idea? So right before that, we got to set this char and also clue to a different thing. So let's see, what does clue need to be? Clue need to be a null. Okay, a null, which is nothing, because as you guys can see, this is a string. When it randomizes and get this how, it cannot be appended with the integer here, because strings are not integers. Alright, let's set the char first to 1. The default has to be 1, right? The default has to be 1. Okay, Now we're going to make a repeat. All right, so repeat until, which means that it repeats until something happens. All right, what happens? Let's go to operator first. Let's get this, let's drop it in there. Oh, sorry, let's drop it in there. So once you have dropped it in there, we can do our logic. It means that something has to be equals to something. All right, so let's put letter of, let's put that letter of char, letter of char, letter char of last line, sorry guys, of last line. It equals to SCSI code, which means it has to be a bit 32 letter. Okay, it has to be a 32 letter. Boom, it's now a letter. Perfect. All right, once that's done, now we can actually do our clue. We're going to set a clue now. So set, let's go to clue, going to set up a clue. So we're going to join the clue and the letter of the last line. How are we going to do it? I'm going to show you. Okay, let's go to operators. We're going to join. Okay, that's done. We're going to join clue. Going to join clue. Once that's done, with the letter of. Okay, with the letter of. With letter of char and last line, which is a character and a last line. Boom. Okay, now it is looping. It's fine. It is looping. It's fine. So to fix the loop, we got to add char. Boom. It's no more looping. Okay, this is the common mistake done by many people. They usually set char to 1. Okay, they don't notice the to and by in between, and also the change and set. So if they do that, of course it's going to lag out. It's going to loop, which means it's going to use memory when it loops and CPU. Currently, as you guys can see, clue is a CAFC. CAFC is better than MACD. The randomized numbers 2, and that's a 4 character. All right, 4 character. That I mean 1, 2, 3, 4 behind it. Right? Perfect. So next one, currently we have finished out our stage. Now we're going to go into our Sprite 1, which is our fireball. This is quite easy though. With fireball, it's quite easy. So of course we're going to add our when clicked. Okay, of course we're going to add our when clicked. Now that's done. Now we're going to make it wait. Make it wait to 0.2 seconds. When that is being waited, when it's being awaited, we're going to make it say hello. I'm not sure if we need a tagline behind it. Of course we need a wait behind it. What I'm talking. Okay. So knock, knock. Oops, knock, knock. Okay, knock, knock. Now that's done. Now we're going to broadcast knocked, which is actually an event. Okay, we're going to actually an event. We're going to create the thing called knocked. Boom. Event is created. I think for better, we're gonna make it wait. Okay, we're gonna make it wait, because in programming, when something is awaiting, it's actually even reliable. It's actually practiced in many other languages also. So now we're going to say the clue, because variables are very accessed here. When we can access the variables here. Okay, now let's do it. Are you guys ready? You guys should be. So let's go there and let's go to 1. We're going to make it say the clue, which is exactly this. All right, because that's the fun of knock knock joke. Now we're going to make another broadcast, and you're going to wait. I'm going to call it clue done. Alright, now once the clue has been done, it has to notify. Okay, and then it has to say back the last sentence, the last line, in 5 seconds. Because before that, our doggy will be talking. Okay, oops, that's a mistake. Okay, now that's done. Now let's go back to our doggy. We can actually format this. Clean up. Perfect. We can go back here also. We can clean up. Alright, let's go to our doggy. So this guy works quite different and it's really fast. No, really fast. Okay, let's go to controls. Now when I receive an event, I have to do something, which is our knock is actually called broadcast. So we're gonna make our doggy to say, "So who's there?" Right? That's good, right? Yeah. We're gonna make our doggy to say, "Who's there?" Who's there? And make it as a 1 second. We're not gonna make it too long, dude. Not too long. So this is the next broadcast. So once the clue has been done, okay, we're gonna join it. Okay, we're gonna join it, which means we don't need to wait anymore. I mean, I think we might need to wait for 1 second. No, it doesn't hurt to wait. No, yeah, it doesn't hurt. Now we're gonna join in. Let's join this. Boom. Now that's done. We're gonna join clue with who, which something works quite nice. Something like, let's see if I have a notepad. I should. Something like KFC who. So let's say Sprite 1 say KFC. Then let's say our doggy say KFC who, and then Sprite 1, which is our fireball, says KFC is better than McD. Perfect. That is actually our, what do you say, our knock joke. So that's how it's actually supposed to work. Let's go back to our code. Alright, let's join clue. Let's join clue with who. Okay, and that has to happen for a second. Now we have actually made a lot of stuff. Now can we run it? Why don't we try it? Knock knock, who's there? How? Who? How are you? Boom, that's an installed. Yep, that is installed. So that is waiting for that, and then it's saying from 5 seconds. That means I can drop in a message which in 5 seconds, which means not this. Wow, dude, just wow. Let's see, who's there? How? Who? How? It has to be more than 5 seconds. Knock knock, who's there? FC who? It has to wait though. I think we'll not just add it because it has to have another event going on in between. So I think that's pretty much it, guys, because this has because we have achieved the knock knock joke, which is actually stated here, in which is Sprite 1 KFC, KFC who, and all that. I think that pretty much wraps up our BYOB tutorial. Alright, I will leave this code down in the description below, and also the link to download Sprite in BYOB, and also link to Scratch's own website itself. Alright, until next time, this is RTG signing off.